Hi, it's Jason Waters, and welcome to my Mortgage Minute. Today, I have with us Maggie Haradon. Welcome, Maggie.
Hey, thank you.
So, Maggie is a realtor and a realtor trainer and does all kinds of fun stuff. So, I want you to tell us about MCH Realty Solutions and just what you do for a living every day.
What I do for a living every day is a lot. I have several different agents that I train. I like to take the new agents and help them. I like to take the seasoned agents and help them as well build their business, because the more their business builds, the more my business builds. And I just love it. I love training agents to be rock stars and
Right.
really helping them. And I love when they call me and they have their first deal and they're like, thank you so much. You helped me through this. You made my life so much easier. And I love that. I've been in real estate for 17 years. It is absolutely just my passion. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
So do you still sell
No,
homes or no, you don't?
no.
So no sales, no buyers. So really you're focused on training. Okay.
I'm focused on training and building businesses with agents and helping them grow into rock stars.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So so I've got a coach that I work with on the mortgage side of things. They're called the Mortgage Marketing Animals. They're a nationwide organization. And, we have events once a quarter, but I have calls with my coach every week. And is a similar kind of situation with you?
So basically, yeah, I mean, I have new agents. When they become new agents, they'll call me, they'll say, hey, I need help. What documents do I need for this? What documents do I need once we're in through the contract? And we might have like an amendment that we need written. How do I do this? What do I do? And I basically just walk beside them throughout the whole transaction and just help them.
Okay.
And then the more seasoned agents, I'm just literally helping them. So that way they can bring in more business, because then my business as well builds. So I don't really have to train them. I just have to help them. So
Right. So if I'm someone I want to start my own brokerage, I could call you.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I actually have one of my agents who is starting her own brokerage, and we just had a meeting a couple weeks ago, and I'm helping her too. So I'm going to be helping her get her agents together and start. I'll be doing the compliance for all of the agents when they get their contracts. I'll be teaching them, helping them as well through their deals and things like that. So absolutely.
So we won't mention any names. We might talk about it later, but I have two people in the last 2 weeks that have talked to me about starting their own firms. So
Awesome.
Be interested to see if they're the same people, if any of them are the same.
Oh, wow. That'd be interesting.
So, all right. So what have you seen just as a perspective of a coach in this market during COVID? Like what are something you learned during COVID that realtors can do better now where they wouldn't have learned it if COVID hadn't happened? Does that make sense?
So basically, yeah, I mean, a lot of things changed when COVID really hit. It was easier to go out and FaceTime the houses to get them under contract, because everybody was scared about going into houses. So, sellers would put things like booties outside and leave things to clean your hand, the hand sanitizer at the front. But you would FaceTime. I would have a lot of my agents, I'd say, go FaceTime it. And we would get them under contract just by FaceTiming the houses, which was pretty crazy to me, considering, that doesn't really happen. So most people want to see it, but the market changed now where a lot of people will go and see it. Before, it was called blind offers, and that would happen more with the investors. I've never seen it, but it's 50, 60,000. Let's get it under contract and then see if we like it through our due diligence. But now, after COVID, I saw that a lot where we were FaceTiming. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think that's one of my learnings too, is we started doing so many Zoom meetings. Right. Because none of us were going anywhere. So I started doing Zoom presentations on just, taking a good faith estimate or a loan proposal and just going through it line by line. And now we do it all the time. It's like, okay, let me share my screen, and and it's awesome.
It's the new normal.
Yeah, it is the new normal, but I'm happy to get out and about and not wear a mask. So we'll stick with that too.
Agreed.
All right. So what about this market? So it's a seller's market. We all know that. It's tough to be a buyer.
Right.
What are you teaching your agents in this market?
It's very intense. Before if we got a contract that had no appraisal contingency, everyone was excited. It was unheard of. Now we see that all the time. No appraisal contingency, send it in. Now it's, hey, buyer's going to come out of pocket $50,000, to go over just so they could win the house. The most I've seen is 100,000. out of pocket. I could not believe I saw that on a contract. I'm like,
Wow.
why in the world would you do that? But they wanted the house, and they're coming out of pocket $100,000 at closing just to, get the house under contract. So
Yep. So many crazy things. Like I've seen option. I didn't know what option money was in terms
Option
of real
money.
estate contracts. Yep.
Yep,
And so now I've
absolutely.
learned that's a thing that's here now.
Oh yeah, option money, definitely. That's been coming up a lot. And then right when it really first started and we were kind of starting to see where the multiple offers were getting a little crazy after COVID, kind of started dying down, I was like, let's do escalation clauses. Let's get them with escalation clauses. Let's throw, an extra 1,000 in the highest in the pot right there and win it. So I was seeing that. And then it started changing to, let's do the certain money out of pocket to make the deals go through. So
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Real estate, there's always something changing, so.
All right, so option money's been a thing. I've seen earnest money of like 10%. So a $300,000 house, somebody putting $30,000 in earnest money.
Absolutely.
Every weekend I'm busting it to make sure I am on one of my buyers puts an offer out there. I am on the phone with the listing agent that weekend. That day, like within minutes, I'll respond and say, hey, they're well qualified borrowers. We also have a seller's guarantee. If we don't close and it's on us, Mr. Seller, we're paying you $2,500. And then I'm on the phone with the agent saying, hey, what can I tell you within, the realm of what I can tell you on these clients? They're highly qualified, they're approved. I've got them totally approved. All I need is a contract, and I may or may not have an appraisal waiver depending on how much they're putting down. So I'm doing that every weekend too. So I pre-approved. We don't even do pre-qualifications anymore. We only do pre-approvals. And then I have agents that call me all the time. I'll load them in the system and they'll say, hey, found a new property. See if we have a waiver. I put it in. Do you have a waiver? Good. And so they feel even more confident with no appraisal contingency.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But so, yeah, it's a lot more work, but it's a lot more fun. That sounds odd, right? A lot more work, being a lot more fun.
I get it though. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, what I realized is, sometimes a relationship between a lender and a realtor can be somewhat transactional. Most of the time when it's a good partnership, it's really a partnership. Like we are in the trenches together, fighting for our client for our offer to get accepted. And so that's what I like about it. And so we're strategizing, hey, what if you do this? What if you do that? Like, so I do 0-day financing contingency because we have an answer in 24 hours. And so I have an approval before it's out of due diligence. So
that's awesome. That's a very strong offer. So that's very appeasing. Absolutely.
So we're winning deals at 5 contracts last weekend. I mean, we're winning deals every day just through a strong partnership. And that's what I would say to anybody out there watching, happens to be a realtor or a buyer, a lender. You don't need a lender, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. You need me as the lender, or lender, anything else. Like really, it's about the partnership with the lender and the agent, and then of course the client too. But the lender and the agent really working together in this market.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you have to gain the respect, and definitely. So absolutely, I definitely agree.
Let's talk about training a little more because it's so fascinating to me in terms of you're like, we're successful in the business and you're like, okay, I might be successful in the business, but I don't want to do the bit. Like what led you out of actually practicing?
I mean, just the fact that I have had so many of my friends, just people that I know that are like, hey, teach me to do what you do. And I'm like, okay, I would love to do that. So I started just helping really top successful agents because I'm like, that's what I want to do. I look at people and I'm like, I want to be like you. So I'm going to learn everything that you know how to do. And then I'm going to teach myself a little bit more. And that's what I've done my whole life. And I love to just help people. That's like, I'm very nurturing. So with my children, with my, my relationship, I just very nurturing. And so I love doing that. I love helping people and just helping them succeed. And at the end of the day, when they're texting me late at night, like, thank you so much, like giving me, shout outs and things like that, it makes me feel good to see them being so successful too. So
yeah, that's awesome. What about new folks? You deal with like brand new agents or is it mostly successful agents? You both?
So I work with new agents all the time. And I mean, I have literally watched agents who do not even know how to write a contract, who I'm constantly like, hey, we got to do it this way, we got to do that. And within a couple months, they are rock stars. And I love watching that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I need to introduce you to some folks. All right.
Let me know.
Well, any parting comments you'd like to leave for anyone out there watching?
Oh, no, just thank you so much for having me. I definitely appreciate the time with you guys. So
We're so glad you're on. So how can folks get in touch with you?
they can email me at maggie@mchrealitysolutions.com.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Or they can call me 678-772-3143.
Thank you so much, Maggie. I appreciate you being on today.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
And everyone, if you want to get in touch with me, you can call me 404-403-8787. Find me on social media. We're on every platform. Just search Jason Waters Mortgage Minute and follow us there for all the good updates. Until next time, take care.